way out the water compared to what it used to be. A lot more agile. So that's how this boat's supposed to run, right here. Right here. Basically blueprinted my hardware. So you got the Dominator on the block. This is kind of a new boat to me. Okay, I've gotten several runs under my belt, kind of got a baseline for the boat. I've actually installed an Oxidean 200. We've been running the boat on 6 and 8S. I get about 52 miles per hour on 6S, give or take, and 62 on 8S. So 52 on 6, 8S, 62. With this 40 millimeter round ear 1716 that I've modified. Okay, so today we're actually going to be prepping the boat up for speed. Okay, we're going to try to decrease any and all drag on the boat. That means sharpening up our turn fins, our rudder, polishing it up, knocking any burrs off the trim tabs. We're going to take it out and see if we gain any speed in the park pond. Yeah, with the same prop, same battery. So stick around, you guys. Big B, we're at Ironclad RC. So I guess we need to start by taking off the turn fins and the rudder. Okay, I'm basically going to use a file, some sandpaper, some emery cloth, some never dull polishing compound, maybe even take it out to the shop, hit it with the bench buffer. But on an RC boat, on any RC boat, you want to reduce the drag. Drag, like I said in the intro there, it slows you down, and it'll actually cause some lift. Anything that's in the water that's not slicing through the water, it wants to pick up and get itself out the water. This boat right here, I've noticed it wants to ride a little bit wet, meaning the boat's like settled down into the water. And I've actually tried a neutral strut position. I've tried positive and negative strut positions. The positive strut position, it seemed promising on this hull, but I think we're running into some drag, causing the transom, the blunt. You'll see when I take this rudder off, it's pretty blunt. The blunt rudder's wanting to lift the transom. Okay, when the transom gets lifted up, that's actually pushing the bow down. Okay, so I got the hardware off the boat, and you can definitely see the flat spot on the leading edge of the turn fin. You guys see that big flat spot there? Like I said, I've encountered that on pretty much all my boats. They come ready to run. Even buying upgrade hardware, a lot of times the rudder blade, the turn fins, they're dull, and it just takes 30-40 minutes, an hour to sharpen it, polish it. You want to get it polished up. I'll probably recut this whole. I actually hate sharpening turn fins because it never turns out nice. that curve right there, trying to get it like uniform all the way down the leading edge, it never turns out good. But the rudders, now I'm pretty good at sharpening up the rudder, and the longer, the more tapered the edge is, and you need to get it the same on both sides, the better. So yeah, let's go ahead and sharpen this up. Now I've also noticed it's actually only on one of my trim tabs. But this right here is definitely something to pay attention to, not just on this boat, on all boats, on all trim tabs. It's on this one. It's not on the main ones right here. Right here, I've got you can't even see them. I can barely feel it. I guess it's where they cut the trim tab and they had a couple little burrs right here. All I'm going to do is take a piece of emery cloth and just knock that burr off, Hell, I just knocked it off. It wasn't bad, but that's just something to think about as well. You feel me? So yeah, let's go ahead and get this sharpened up. I'm not going to video it because I'm going to use a bunch of different stuff here. I'll show you what it looks like when I'm done. every time I use my file or sandpaper on something like this, somebody's like, oh, use a Dremel, blah, blah, blah. I like doing stuff by hand, with my hand. I like to feel it. I like to feel my file, my sandpaper go across the metal, and gives me a good gauge. You do it with a Dremel, you rush through it, and a lot of times you don't get a good outcome. Alright, so I got them all sharpened up. Okay, I got my rudder blade. It's like a freaking knife, son. She is sharp. Turn fin's not quite as sharp as the rudder, but the turn fins only enter the water, you know, in a turn, you know, so it's not quite as critical as your rudder. Your rudder blade is always in the water, so you want to get it as sharp as you can. Okay, I got the edge the same on both sides. Okay, razor sharp. Not even kidding, man. Not even freaking kidding. It's sharp. As you can see, the CNC machine left a couple little like high spots on the rudder. I knocked those down as well. Okay, this is a soft aluminum. It actually works real easy. On the rudder, I actually used the big flat file that made quick work of it, and then I used some 80 grit to knock the file marks off, and then I used emery cloth here to polish it up. I just basically pulled it across this old wore out emery cloth. I hate to see this thing go. It's my last piece of that sandpaper. It was like vintage. I don't even know if I can get it anymore. That stuff's great. But I don't really polish it to like a high polish, high shine. I find that this right here works perfect. Just, you know, around the edges on the back of my rudder. Okay, just a little bit, not much. And that should be all it needs. We should pick a couple mile an hour up just by doing this. Okay, the turn fins actually turned out really good as well. I took my time on them. Like I said, I didn't get these quite as sharp as the rudder. I don't think it's as critical. Not in the water all the time. Okay, but I used a round file on the turn fins to knock down the blunt, the majority of it. And then, like I said, I did the 80 and the emery cloth to finish it up. Polished it up pretty nice, okay? You could take it out to your bench polisher, bench buffer, and get a mirror finish. I'm not a professional, but this should pick us up a couple mile an hour. Okay, we're going to be testing out our turn fins and rudder. I was basically getting 50, 52 miles an hour with this propeller, the Oxidean 200, and the 1900 kV 3674 with the SMC HCLHP. Okay, so I'm gonna get it all taped up, and we're gonna throw the GPS on it. Okay. Oh, that's much better. Wow. Oh man, I could tell a difference big time. Wow. Oh man, we got people out here freaking fishing. I can't really open it up in a straight. We got people fishing. Oh man, it feels so much smoother. 50, 52 with this setup, okay? 54, so not even in a long straight line. I picked up 2 to 4 miles an hour just doing ovals. So sharpening your rudder, making sure your trim tabs are straightened out, you know, no burrs, turn fins are sharp, everything's polished or semi-polished, which is like I like to run it. Okay, and it runs better. It runs better. Man, this pollen's bad in here. I can definitely see a difference. It's out of the water a lot more. A lot more. Much.
That goes fast.
Yeah, it does. Much better, you guys. Nice. So before, man, it's got much more lift. Way out the water compared to what it used to be. a lot more agile. So that's how this boat's supposed to run, right here. Right here. Basically blueprinted my hardware. All right, let's check the speed here. So 55 mile an hour, okay? The boat's up out of the water now, okay? I could tell a big difference, a huge difference. Before, my spray would be coming off somewhere up here where my thumb's at. Now the spray's coming off toward where my pinky's at, you know? So it's up out of the water. It's not got a lot of drag. It's cutting, slicing through the water. We picked up anywhere from 3 to 5 mile an hour, okay, with just my little testing here in this little area. See you guys next time. Thanks for watching. Big B with Ironclad RC.